Hello, everybody, and welcome to Tavern Master. Now, to be honest, this is my new, little guilty pleasure. This is such fun. I'm having great fun building a really cool tavern, which I'll show you in a minute. But first, let's just dive into this game and walk you through some of the opening bits, and yeah, make some observations about things, how they work. So let's just jump right on in. So, Tavern Master, the opening bit, it just basically goes through sort of like, how to move your keys, usual stuff, how to fix a wall. And this bit you have to do. So this is just like the opening tutorial that explains to you how to, buy a table, buy some seats, and you have to place them where the game says that they've got to be placed as part of its tutorial. And then it's gonna kind of be like, buy some ale, be a barrel, fill it up. And then finally it's gonna talk about staff. Now let's talk about staff. So even though I've skipped through everything else really fast, let's pop open the staff and have a quick look, see what we've got. So first of all, we need a bartender. Now the bartender, to be honest, is probably the least useful of all of them. I know that sounds a bit strange, but you won't have to worry too much about what skills he's got. But the traits are the things you want to be looking at on every one of these staff members, because that is really important. Don't worry about the experience. In fact, actually, that's kind of like a negative. That sounds strange, but the faster they go up levels, yeah, okay, they gain more skills, but you need to pay them more. That's actually really useful. It doesn't get upset quite so easy. More customers, there's lots of ways to get more customers, and I've never had any issue with drinks. So on this one, I'm going to go for one whereby his mood stays good for longer. Now, we'll talk about that in a minute, but I'm hiring him. And then your waitresses are the most important person. They're the people that are going to bring you not only the most money, but they need to be the most efficient. They need to go everywhere real quick. So what have we got? We got somebody here that when we sell food is going to bring in more money for food, but I wouldn't worry about that. Food in itself actually brings in good money, and you don't serve that much food, so it's not a big. That's not a big trait. I'd ignore that one. That is really useful, especially for late game when you want somebody to just do cleaning. That could be really, really handy. In fact, I am gonna pick that one. And then the final thing is there's a tech tree. Yeah, tech tree, and the tech tree is pretty cool. Lots of things to do. I'll go to the tech tree later, but first let's just get things started, and we'll click that, and it's gonna want us to start. Now I'm gonna quickly stop it straight away. And you're saying, why are you stopping it? And that's because the opening thing, that's how I do. The opening little tavern they give you, you end up very quickly, if you're not careful, just making a box. And we don't want to make a box. Nobody wants a tavern that looks like a square block. You want a tavern that's going to be interesting, it's going to be cool. This thing can go 5 stories high as you unlock the tech, with like bedrooms and all kinds of crazy stuff going on. So we just don't want a big square box. That's just awful. So let me just quickly modify my layout, and I'll be back to you now. Okay, there we go. So, I mean, I've got no money, so I can't do any more. But what it's going to be, we'll have like a beer garden out here, and when we build upwards, we can then, try and build out and across. We'll see. I haven't actually tried building a multiple story building whereby the upper floors are supported via some external structure, but we'll see if we can get that to happen. I don't know if money to make it deep enough or wide enough. This will eventually be like a stairwell, and the kitchens will be over here. So, what have we got going on? Well, we have our waitress at the moment. We have some customers. So in the top right hand corner, you can see how many customers you're expected to get in this day. And there are different types of customer. There's basically like 4 qualities of customer, from a commoner through to royalty. And they'll come on in and they'll order based on what you've got available in your kitchens or on your bars. You can have multiple various drinks. At the moment, I can only supply water and... Is it beer? Water and beer? Yeah, water and beer. Water is not listed and it's automatic. You get it to start with, and it doesn't cost anything to refill. Does it show me the cost for produce yet? No. Later on, I can unlock a bit whereby I can alter the cost. I think water normally sells for something like 2 pennies, and it costs nothing to refill. I think beer might be like 3 pennies, and it costs 1 to refill it, or 4 pennies and 1. Can't quite remember the exact numbers of what it starts with. Now, as you're selling stuff, at the moment she's got no skill in tips. If I look at the staff, now some people will jump straight away into push this value up as high as possible, or even start with a character with as high as possible. And yes, okay, that's great. It will get you in a lot of money quickly, but you don't really need to worry so much about that money to start with. You're better off just being able to serve customers as quick as they're coming, rather than worrying about the odd couple of gold or pennies, wherever it is, of tips. And I'll show you that as we kind of like get further along. The barman, his skills are going to be basically how quick he can supply the drinks that people are asking for, and he'll place them on this end of the counter where your barmaids, when you get multiple, will pick them up and take them out to the guests, the patrons. At the moment, we're just getting... These are all going to be commoners. You can't really tell, you know, the difference of some of the people, but yeah, these are all going to be commoners. And to explain what I mean by the commoners, etc., you need to go to your research area. Now, to unlock kitchen, I need to successfully service another 19 more of the plain sort of like grey background person. 20 for lemonade, 15 for that one. But as you go along, you'll see it wants like a different grade of person that I need to be able to serve for that. And then there's like yellow ones. And then eventually there's like royal ones. As you go along, you need to be able to have so many of them turn up. And research is really going to be the key as to how good your tavern functions. So what governs the amount of people you get coming into your tavern every day is going to be based on skills of your staff and your prestige. Let's just quickly click on this, and it's saying I'm getting nothing from, from decorations. I'm getting a little bit from what I've got on tap, and I'm getting a little bit from prestige. And that's it. That governs basically how many people are going to turn up to my tavern every day. And the reason there's a light there is they have to have a light around them. If there's no light around them, they don't want to sit there. And when you go to the build menu, it actually shows you areas that are lit. And it'll show you an area where it's not lit if you've got that somewhere. It will be the end of the day any moment now. When it gets to 12 a.m, it'll close. Any orders that were on the bar, well, tough, you've lost the money for it, especially if it was food. Everybody goes home. Of course, I've made a huge loss because I spent massive amounts building the place. Now, once it gets to 12 a.m, I mean, you can click on fast forward you want. It won't go any further. It'll just sit there. These, your staff might carry on cleaning up the place, etc. But you don't need to wait for them to do that. The moment you click on start next day, everything will reset for the next day. So let's use a little bit of our money to make our place slightly nicer. we will buy a plant pot. Now, you're probably saying that's an awful lot of money for a plant pot. You know, I'm blowing 75 of my coins on a plant pot. The plant pot, that will increase the amount of guests by an extra 1.4 a day. I'll get more people in. So I'll quickly recuperate that. Let's just stick a plant pot out here. Now, plant pots are kind of like the most cost-effective item that you can get for cost per person. And if you've got like an outdoor beer garden, which I'm going to have here, then that's going to look nice. But indoors, you really want to maximize your seating space, to be honest, but not wasting it all on plant pots. You want people, because there's other ways you're going to get this to increase, mainly through just increase the prestige by hangings on the wall, etc., and that will fly up as it is. And you can pay for it in research. There's quite a few things in here where an extra +7 there, a +21 there, +28 there, etc. So there are other ways to generate guests a day. But the important one that you're going to be wanting to play about with, and we'll leave this on fast forward when we talk now, is when you unlock special events. Special events really are key to how you progress through your research. Your special events will be something like 40 of, let's just pause this a minute, 40 of like the tier 1 sort of people will turn up for a party. So you need to be able to have somewhere for them all to sit, and you want to tie that in with research. So you want to sit there and go, oh, hang on, I need 30 of those people to turn up to unlock ale. So if I hold a party for like 40 of that kind of person, I can unlock that a lot quicker. So you want to be using your special events to help unlock your tech tree. Right. This means that Sunny's going up a level. And that's my waitress. I will... At the moment she gets paid 5 per day. Go up that, she's now getting paid 12 per day. I will increase something to do with the tips. But I also want her to be moving around a lot quicker. I know she's right next to the clientele right now, but that's not going to be the case. Yeah? So I want her to speed up a bit. Now, the important thing you'll see here is their mood. Now, as we increase the prestige of our building, and just as they do jobs in general, their mood's going to drop. So making your place look super smart and have a high prestige also means you need to pay your staff a lot more. Because, hey, you know, you're the famous Lion Arms. You know, the staff are going to be expected to be paid a decent amount of money for, you know, working in there. And this is the bartender. So go on, we'll put him up as well. And we'll just increase sort of his speed for now. The bartender tends to be the least sort of like, if you want to like get rid of your bartender and pick another one and train him up early, well, do it, because you're seldom waiting on your bartender. Let me just refill. Oh, we've got kitchens. So let's just pause. Because we've got kitchens, they gave us an extra 800, which is really cool. We can pick what we're going to research next. I'm going to research... They're all good. More people coming in, more money. Lemonade is... You're spreading out how long each barrel of stuff's going to last. It makes it easier to manage if you've got more different produce. And of course, you've got more cost variety. And some of the research will want a mix of drinks. A second waitress would be good, but we need more people first. So I'm going for that one. Kitchens. All right, well, just for now, I need to extend the kitchen and make it look nicer, but just for now, we're going to put in the bare minimum. So I'm going to just switch this around to, yeah, so waitresses will come there to pick up their orders and to deliver orders. I can actually bring this much further up. I could actually bring that all the way up to here. You know, not even have a kitchen. I hadn't even thought of that. Because nobody needs to approach this. Hmm. Oh yeah, I can move that. Let me just play a bit with something a minute. Be back in a moment. Right. I've kind of decided to have like a staff entrance at the back there. A little tavern here, and I'm going to put a counter right by here for the kitchen. So this is the type of food that we sell. Now, what's going to happen is if I've made like 5 of these cherry cakes, I'll gain a star. And for every star I gain, I increase the amount of money automatically that I will charge for that produce. Also, based on what your average stars are across the whole lot, you'll get an automatic chance of some of these rare people just turning up. So that's a good way later on for you to start gaining, the rarer stuff for your research tree. Have a quick look. Desserts, 2 extra, 2 soups. So he can actually have a higher dessert skill. Means he'll generate more money from desserts. Soups, we're not going to be doing soups anytime soon, so I'm gonna go for this guy. Out of the other options, which wasn't much. Right, let's kick back off. Now we got some money left, so why don't we take this opportunity to extend the amount of people that we can serve. Now you can see that seat there, it's not lit up. So I'm going to need to put another light here somewhere. I'll probably do. Right, carry on. So we got a bunch of sages. An elf. We've got the elves turned up. I mean, that's an awful lot of drinks for an elf, if that's an elf. Looks like an elf. She's got pointy ears. She's got pointy ears. Looks like she's got pointy ears. Definitely. I mean, there's no dwarves or anything else, so if that is an elf, then I mean, this game is still in beta. I do know. I do know what is kind of like due out on the next update. This game is due to go live in November, so stick it on your wish list. It's really good fun. I'll show you what I've been building in a minute. And what they've got next planned, which should come out for live, I do believe, is winter. Winter will be added, which means you also need to heat your clientele as well, which my outdoor beer garden could be an issue. Ooh, let's go straight for lemonade. So have a quick look at their morale. They're all happy. If I increase the prestige of this place too quickly, then they'll just want to get paid more. Regardless what level they are, they'll want to get paid more. Let's check to see what. Yeah. So at the moment, the only stuff I can make is going to be out of wheat and fruit. So the only things on my menu are going to be wheat and fruit. I can turn some stuff off of my menu if I want to. I don't really see the point of that yet. Maybe that's a little nuance I've not quite mastered. Let's make sure we've got enough drinks in. Yes. Let's fill them back up. So I have a little tavern. As you can see now she's got tips. She's selling the stuff for the cost of the produce. Plus she's getting a bonus bit of money. Now, she doesn't get to keep her tips. She actually gives them to me, which is very kind of her. So there's like that impulse to just max out the tips as soon as you can. But to be honest, as I said, money is not as much of an issue as efficiency is. Efficiency becomes a much bigger issue as you go on. That's why I've made the bar and that as close as I can to these tables. And as the inn grows and changes shape and size and everything, then the location where my bar is probably going to change. The location where my kitchen counters are going to be is going to change. Because I'm going to want to have efficiency as much as possible. Like if there's stairs going up to an upstairs, I don't want my people to be spending all their time pointlessly walking around. I'm going to increase these two. I want them to be always either bringing back dirty dishes or taking foods or drinks. Don't any wasted time. Refill these. You can unlock in the research tree something that will replen all these for you automatically, so you don't have to keep clicking on them. But to start with, you definitely want to keep clicking on them. So we're kind of almost maxed out our seating. Yeah, again, cooks. To be honest, you might as well increase the money they can make from stuff. You don't get to the point too quickly whereby the speed of your cook is a major issue. So, yeah, you might as well just increase the amount he's going to get paid for every meal that he makes. Right, well, that kind of gives you a very loose basics on there. We can show you some of the stuff you can put down. There's loads of different types of tables, loads of different types of seats, decorations, cool stuff. Little curtains for your windows, etc. Different lighting. And then there's specials, depending on what you unlock. There's specials for the kitchen. So I'm going to now switch across to my current tavern that I've been playing with and show you what I've got so far and what my next step is, because there's quite a big step next. So let me just switch across to that. Okay, here we go. So this is my current tavern that I've been playing about with. I've got a little beer garden at the back. I've moved the counter to here, so it's as close as I can to the door outside, as well as serving in here. I have 4 waitresses. I'll show you. I have 4 waitresses. I can have a second bartender and a second bar. I've got 2 chefs. Researchers, I can have 6. That's a completely different thing. And I've got a guard, which I can equip to protect me from thieves. There's all kinds of crazy stuff in this game. Yeah, I can seat at the moment around 60 or so, I think. On the special events, wow, that okay. The numbers are a lot bigger. It was, these are all doubled. It was that the guests for the pirate gathering was 60 people. 40 for that one, 50 for that one, 40 for that one, yeah, 30 and 20. Because I've unlocked something, I'm not quite sure what, they've all now doubled. So although I've got the prestige for a pirate gathering, I cannot sit 120 people. That's a crazy amount of people. The good news is the rewards have doubled as well. Wow, that's a lot of people. So what I have unlocked next is the stairs. I've unlocked the extra floor. And this is where I'm at the point now on my own game that I've got to really think about where the stairwell's going to go. The place to stay, it's a thing. It's an object. It's not a block. Yeah. But, and I mean, you can go up and down floors. Oh, I've got something on the menu that's improved. It's always nice. I need to think about where am I going to have my waitresses going upstairs from and to. If I put, say, a stairwell here and have them going upstairs this way, do I want the bar there? I'm just trying to cut down walk distances. But in fact, if I put the stairs here, I'm going to have to move the bar out of the way anyway. Ideally, I'd want the bar so that I can flip it. So it's an exact opposite of itself. So this corner is kind of this angle and the bar goes that way. But you can't. That's the only angle for a bar. Although there's another bar option. What is the new bar option I have? It's exactly the same direction. Yeah, you go up and down for it. And you can rotate it. But you can't flip it. No. That's one of the things maybe that be good to stick on the request options for the game. Because yeah, if it could face the opposite direction, that would be good for stairs then. Like I could address like outside, inside, and stairs easier. Otherwise the stairs have got to go here somewhere. It's going to be complicated. But see, the building would be 5 stories tall. And I don't know if an outdoor beer garden is going to be a viable option going forward, because I know that, say, they are bringing in winter. And nobody's going to want to sit outside in the winter. But I think that makes it even nicer, doesn't it? So that when it gets back to summer, everybody goes out in the beer garden. And in the winter, everybody huddles inside. I think that's quite cool. But yeah, I've got this place quite nicely kitted out. I've got, you know, little knights and shields, and everything's got curtains on it. We've got bookshelves, roaring fires. It's got quite a decent prestige, 4,000. But compared to the prestige you need for the king to feast you, you need, yeah, 20,000 prestige. I got 4,000. So this place needs to be a lot bigger, with a lot more stuff. As far as my staff are concerned, I've got one of my waitresses. This one I do believe is on just cleaning and room service. That's all she does. She doesn't really do the drinks and food. She ignores it. And you can specify how many floors they do stuff. I got some that basically focus on food and, you know, drinks, just to try and maximize what they're doing. And I was going to say to keep the amount of drinks on the end of the bar to a minimum, but even with this many people, I can't keep up with it. I mean, just refill that a minute and refill this in here. But you can unlock. There's an extra waitress there I can unlock, but over here, yeah, I got unlimited waitresses. I can just hire as many as I can possibly afford to pay if I want to. There's also like unlimited chefs and unlimited kitchens, and I mean, if I really wanted to go down that way, which I suppose at some point I'll probably have to. But unlimited waitresses is definitely something that's going to be a must. So that when I've got multiple floors and multiple bars, and you've got like all the inn functions, you can create bedrooms where people will not just come to have a drink and a meal, but they'll stay overnight. And that's going to need, yeah, a lot more staff. Pretty cool stuff, huh? I mean, I'm having so much fun with this game. I mean, from me, this is a 5-star recommendation for sure. I am really, really enjoying it. So it is on Steam as in coming soon. It's due in November, so real soon. November the 16th, I do believe, is their go for date. And yeah, stick it on your wish list because, I mean, this really is good fun. I've kind of got myself a bit lost in playing this recently. I should have been working on some other stuff, that's for sure. But I've been just having so much fun playing this. You're probably all going to be telling me off because I should be doing some other videos of stuff that you're all waiting for. But to be honest, this is just great fun. Yeah, I'm still not 100% sure at the moment on the effectiveness of keeping some things in or out of a menu. Because they're all bringing me in good money now at 5-star. I mean, some things are bringing me in a bit more than others. And there's the chances of various people turning up based on my current foods. Also, the thing I was going to show you before I go is, yeah, the pricing. So this is the amount that the customers will buy each drink off me for. And this is how much it costs me, basically per drink, to refill the barrels. So if I sell a beer, basically I'm making 3 pennies, aren't I? So I have to refill it costing 1. Now I can increase. I haven't touched these sale prices yet because money at the moment for me is not an option. At this stage of the game, money is not. To say not an option, it's not an issue. I mean, I got 40 grand. Money is just irrelevant to me right now. But your staff, they never stop asking for more money. Yeah. So although she's getting paid 84 pennies per day at the moment, and she's already at maximum level 10, that's maxed. The longer she works for me, and the more prestigious my place becomes, she's going to ask for more money. Yeah? When this place has got enough prestige so I can have the king here, she's going to want a lot more money. And I'm going to need a lot more staff. So I might have to put the prices up at some point. But yeah, anyway, as I said, absolutely great fun. Really cool game. I'm loving it. And yeah, that's it from the Baron. It's a 5-star thumbs up from me. And see you all next time. Bye now.